I'm in the education business, so therefore I have the privilege of training the next generation in the benefits of 3D printing. I'm Kim Olson, a mechanical design instructor for Moraine Park Technical College in West Bend, Wisconsin. We are located on the northern fringes of the Milwaukee metropolitan area. I've been teaching for Moraine Park for 25 years in both the mechanical design and tool design programs. Today, I primarily teach jig and fixture design and tool design. Tool design is approximately 2/3 injection mold design and 1/3 metal stamping die design. I also designed zinc die cast tooling for an automotive lock manufacturer for 15 years in Milwaukee. So why did I go with Formlabs? Besides wanting just to print parts I could hold in my hand, I was interested in printing cores and cavities to run in our 90-ton injection molding press, which you can see at the lower right corner. I also was impressed with their tank system that only had a small amount of resin in the tank at once. I was looking at a competitor's product at the time I purchased the Formlabs, and it had a vat with over $20,000 of resin in it. With the Formlabs system, I could flop tanks and cartridges very quickly and run materials with very different properties. I also was impressed with how quickly they were developing resins. I started running high temp V1, which was a little brittle, then went to high temp V2, which was an improvement, and now I'm running rigid 10K, which is a substantial improvement. I also was impressed with overall how aggressive Formlabs appear to be with the design of their equipment. So why would I want to injection mold parts? Well, the beauty is instead of just printing in the resins that are available, I can inject any material the press could run and get quite a few parts. I've had over 100 shots on many of the molds that we've run. The two pieces at the upper left that appear kind of white, those would be the high temp material or something that can handle high temp. And like I said before, I'm running rigid 10K now. The two that are more colored to the left, those are far enough away and they can be printed in any resin since they're not near the heat. And you can see the setup I use in the Form 3L below to print these. And in the upper right, you can see the shot. Here's a video of it running in our press. Another neat thing that we've recently started doing is printing end of arm tooling. And if you look at the picture way at the right in the red oval, you can see where the end of arm tooling mounts to the robot. Its purpose is to grab parts and move them from place to place without damaging the part. And we used to make those out of aluminum. Aluminum was strong enough, but it sometimes damaged the part when we gripped hard enough so it wouldn't fall. So a lot of times we would add a rubber material to the aluminum end of arm tooling and or maybe a sandpaper to help it grip. But we recently discovered that you can use a two-part polyurethane, and we're using a 20 durometer, which is pretty soft. It's the yellow material you see in the middle picture. We put it in a syringe so we can accurately place it in the molds. And one of the neat things is with the undermolding, the part in this case, it looks black. It can be machined out of aluminum with some undercuts in the area where the gripping surface would be, or it could be 3D printed out of a strong material with, again, some undercuts in it. And then when you put the liquid resin in, it flows into the undercuts and won't come out. The mold we use here doesn't have high temperature and or high pressure, so we are actually using Tough 2000 for those molds. And we have had extremely good success with this. So what do I think the future of additive manufacturing is? I sure hope I see an increased use of 3D printed injection molds in the future. I expect more work holding parts printed, things like fixtures that move parts from place to place, maybe inspection dials, assembly equipment, things like that. I expect new resins to be developed with better properties, bigger build platforms, faster build times, which we've already seen with the Form 3 and Form 3L. At Marine Park, we have Form 2, Form 3, and Form 3L, and all work well, but certainly they keep making improvements. What I'm most excited about are the things that I can't see coming. There are a lot of creative people finding great ways to use additive manufacturing in their processes. Don't know what they're coming up with, but I also am not aware of what all the 3D printing manufacturers are coming up with. So Formlabs is probably developing stuff that I don't know I need yet. So I just can't wait to see what comes next.